Let me begin with something many people feel, but few say out loud. There is a quiet shift that happens after 80. Not dramatic. Not sudden. But steady. It's the realization that life is becoming smaller in certain ways. Not smaller in value. But smaller in noise. In movement. In company. You may notice the phone rings less often. Invitations slow down. Familiar faces disappear from your daily rhythm. Some move away. Some stop driving. Some simply fade with time. And suddenly, the circle that once felt full, feels thinner. That can be unsettling. You see, in your 60s and 70s, your world is still busy. People are still gathering. There are birthdays, appointments, routines that pull you outward. But after 80, you begin to outlive certain chapters. You outlive conversations. You outlive shared memories. I remember Charlie, 83. Every morning for years, he met 3 friends at the same cafe. Same booth. Same coffee. Same laughter. Slowly, one friend stopped coming. Then another. Eventually, Charlie sat alone. He told me, "It's not the silence that bothers me. It's the missing voices." That's the kind of loneliness people don't prepare you for. Quiet. Persistent. Almost polite. Here's what most people don't realize: connection after 80 rarely arrives on its own. You have to reach for it. That takes courage. But courage didn't disappear with youth. It simply changed shape. A phone call you initiate. A community group you join. A neighbor you greet first. Small steps. That's power. And alongside the shrinking circle, something else speaks up more clearly: your body. After 80, your body no longer whispers. It speaks directly. Minor aches linger. A small fall becomes a long recovery. Fatigue stretches longer than expected. You may wake up feeling steady, and by evening feel unsure. Recovery takes time. And sometimes, full recovery doesn't come. Helen, 81, slipped while watering her garden. Nothing major, she thought. But weeks later, her balance wasn't the same. "It's like my body decided to change the rules," she said. That can feel frightening. But here's the good news. Strength after 80 isn't about bouncing back. It's about pacing forward. You begin honoring your energy. You move with intention. You rest without guilt. Health becomes less about speed and more about stewardship. You are not fragile. You are adjusting. That's wisdom. There's another shift that can feel even harder. The growing need for help. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in quietly. You hold the railing more firmly. You hesitate before driving at night. You avoid carrying heavy groceries up the steps. You still feel capable inside. But your body asks for caution. And for someone who has spent decades being the helper, that can sting. Brain, 85, built his own workshop with his bare hands. Fixed his roof. Repaired his car. One winter, he slipped on ice. No broken bones. But something else bruised, his pride. His daughter began stopping by once a week. At first, he resisted. "I'm fine," he insisted. But over time, that weekly visit became something he quietly appreciated. One day he said, "Maybe this isn't losing independence. Maybe it's protecting it." That's a powerful realization. You see, independence after 80 doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means knowing what truly matters, and protecting your ability to keep doing those things. A grab bar in the shower. A stool in the kitchen. A ride to the doctor. These are not symbols of weakness. They are tools of wisdom. That's real independence. If this resonates with you, comment number 2 below. It helps more than you know. Now let's talk about something even more subtle. Feeling overlooked. You may notice people speak past you. Or speak louder than necessary. Or assume you don't understand technology, decisions, or current events. It's rarely cruel. But it lands deeply. Society moves fast. And speed is often mistaken for relevance. I once met Irene, 86, volunteering at a local museum. A visitor asked a historical question, one she lived through personally. The answer came from someone half her age while she stood beside them. Later she said softly, "I suppose I'm invisible now." But she wasn't. And neither are you. Experience does not expire. Perspective does not wrinkle. You may need to claim your voice more deliberately now. Offer your thoughts. Tell your stories. Ask the questions. Refusing to shrink, that's quiet strength. That's dignity. There is one final truth people rarely discuss. The slowing down creates space. Space to reflect. To remember. To revisit old choices. Sometimes that reflection feels peaceful. Other times, it brings what-if thoughts. Retirement removes structure. Children build their own lives. The calendar grows lighter. And you may ask yourself, what is my purpose now? Stanley, 88, spent 40 years as a teacher. After retirement, he felt unanchored. "No one needs me anymore," he said. But that wasn't true. His role had changed. Not his value. Purpose after 80 rarely looks like productivity. It looks like presence. A grandchild who listens to your stories. A neighbor comforted by your steady voice. A friend encouraged by your lived perspective. That's legacy. Regret often grows when purpose isn't redefined. But when you see this stage differently, something shifts. You stop measuring worth by output. You begin measuring it by impact. A kind word. A patient ear. A steady example. That's redemption. And it's never too late. Let me leave you with this. Aging is unpredictable. Sometimes unfair. Often humbling. But it is not empty. You still get to choose connection. You still get to choose humility over pride. You still get to choose courage over withdrawal. You still get to choose presence over regret. Life after 80 is not the end of your story. It is the deep chapter. The reflective chapter. The chapter where every word carries weight. That's power. That's quiet strength. That's dignity. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to share your thoughts below. I read them carefully. And they matter. If you found value here, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing this with someone who may need it. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I'll see you in the next conversation.